I'm a connoisseur of smooth, and it's time for the best. London's best smooth jazz with Rod Lucas. Best smooth jazz. BSJ. Ooh, London's best smooth jazz with Rod Lucas.
Sussex, Chichester way. How are you, Lulu? Right, I'm 35 and I don't care who knows. You're right, girl, you're right, girl. The man's genius. The Tony Maiden, 1999. And just straight ahead on the best smooth jazz it is. What is it, Rod? It is. Tell us. It is all instrumental smooth jazz. All right here. What is it, Ange?
It's all right here.
Yeah, you've got it, babes. You've got it. Welcome to the show, and we have some more exciting news for you. That's After the Party from super pianist, composer, arranger Rain Rita. After the Party, you heard it on Best Smooth Jazz. Also play that for Paula Sims in Rayleigh, East London in Essex. Thank you. You're too young to remember a nightclub there called Crocs, aren't you? The nightclub Crocs. I used to work there many hundreds of years ago with the great but late Tony Shades Valance and others too. Crocs, how we loved it. Also, hello to Jemmy. Just got that in, Jemmy. Thank you very much. All the best here. Who's on the line?
Hey, good morning, Rod. This is Darren from Dallas, Texas. Started listening to you guys this last week. I love smooth jazz. I love the way you guys do things there in your studio. And keep up the great work. See ya.
Thank you, Darren. Dallas on the Best Smooth Jazz. Leave us an audio message sometime. Go to bsjvoicemail.com. That's bsjvoicemail.com. It's Lowell Hopper. there, Josephine. You are dead right there. That's Kim Waters, and let's get on it. Absolutely. Want to say hello to Zeb and to Martin and Rachel and Mimi Simeon listening in Auckland, or they should be right now. Thank you for your email, rodlucas@hotmail.com. That's rodlucas@hotmail.com. Okay, let's go to the Philippines. Hello.
Hi, Rod. This is Nick calling from Manila in the Philippines. My wife, Ann, and I listen to your show on YouTube. We really love the songs you spin, and we enjoy listening to you and Angie talking. I'd like to make a request for a song for you to play. It's called Somewhere I Never Traveled. It's an instrumental track by a band named East Bounce, and it was released in 1993. I'd like to dedicate this song to my wife. Thank you, Rod. I wish you and Angie all the best.
Thank you, Nick and Anne in Manila. Here's the tune you requested. hi to our YouTube viewers who watch this after the live show. Because of copyright and all that stuff, we have to put it up after our live show on Twitch. Don't forget, if you watch us on YouTube, to hit the like button, as they say, because it does help. Hit it now. You should hit it right now. That's East Bounce on the best smooth jazz for Nick and his lovely missus, and that is Anne. Here comes Angie with some interesting names.
Interesting names. We've got a lovely Howard. Howard is listening in Surrey, in sunny UK at the moment. Hi to Craig. Thank you so much for your donation, Craig, today. And Susie Q. She's in Baltimore. Thank you for donating. Bert and Rochelle, thank you too for your continued support. And there's a good wine coming up soon. And Dale, thank you too. We always appreciate it.
Well, on the show recently, we have had some good wines, haven't we?
Oh, we have. And today is no exception.
Well, I wonder, Italiano?
You might be right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not always right, are you? But near.
No, thanks for pointing that bit out, Ed.
Yeah,
no,
around. We haven't tasted it yet. You have no idea, have you?
Well, we're looking forward to it because we like to have a bit of a taster of those wines, old and new and stuff. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz. We are listening to us online or via the TV show. Here comes Lars Taylor as I do the show. This is brand new. thank you very much indeed for that. The whole family's okay. Lady Camilla, she's out working today. More on that a little later on. And Rod Lucas Jr. still doing all his data center stuff and having good times. Isn't he?
He is.
Now, we are going to taste this wine. You know, I'll keep...
very soon. Very soon, Rod. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I've got it breathing. Ready.
We're looking forward to it. Just been listening to Lars Taylor from Switzerland, and that's Priceless, recent from here on BSJ. Keep listening, got some exciting news about an extra new show here on Best Smooth Jazz. This is Greg Chambers. Hey Johnny, all the best to you. I'm still watching Judge Filcher on YouTube. I think his channel went down for a few weeks. He was very popular. Watching that on YouTube. He's based in Texas. But I've been watching a new American court case. Well, it's not so new. It's onto its second trial, and I'm catching up with it now, watching it. About a young lady called Karen Reed. And that's all going on in Canton in Massachusetts. It's fantastic watching on YouTube. That's a Karen Reed trial. I watch it through two people. Recovery addict, he's very, very good. And attorney Melanie Little's channel. That's Melanie Little's channel. because I just like watching some of those American court cases. They're great. I love the way they do that. Oh, hello, Dan. She doesn't care.
No.
I'm sitting in the office and she doesn't care. She said, what are you watching now? So I'm watching Karen Reed.
Yeah, but it's going on a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, these court cases do, aren't they? Maybe they could get you there.
You've got to be patient, haven't you? And you are patient.
Yes. That's smooth jazz. We like to do this. Bob Baldwin, Never Can Say Goodbye. For Randy V in Pasadena, California, BSJ. For our main audience not watching the TV show right now, we just flashed up on the screen the dates of a new request and phone-in show we'll be doing on Sunday for the foreseeable future. See how it goes. We'll be throwing open the phone lines and you can ring in live on WhatsApp, or if you don't have WhatsApp, that's fine too. More on that a little later on. Who's on the line?
Good day, Rod. This is Simon listening at work from Toronto, Canada. Love your show. I always listen to past shows too when I get the chance. Can you please play Morning Dance by Spyro Gyra? Thank you very much, and jazz on.
Simon in Toronto, Canada. Thank you for being there. We love Canada. We have a lot of people in Canada who listen to the BSJ. And we love you. Thank you for being there. rodlucas@hotmail.com. rodlucas@hotmail.com. And for our phone-in show on a Sunday, you can use WhatsApp or just your normal phone number. Because, of course, with WhatsApp, it's free calling. Switched on. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz. Don't forget the official Best Smooth Jazz app for Google and Android and stuff. Find us on their app stores, BS Smooth Jazz, and you can listen anywhere. I mean, in your car and all that jazz. You know what I mean? Who's on the line?
Hey Rod, it's Kevin from California. Keep sending us some of your terrific smooth jazz, tariff-free.
Best Smooth Jazz. Who else is on the line?
BSJ. Flamenco Rioja Genius.
And cruising down Ocean Drive. I love some of those Hollywood roads, California roads, you know.
Oh, they're big and wide and windy, aren't they? Well, that's what we see on the telly box.
Yeah, what is that road called? West Coast Highway or something, ain't it?
Yeah, Pacific Highway?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood up there on, what was that film?
Play Misty for Me.
Hi, I'm Dave Garner. Call it Caramel.
That was Play Misty for Me.
Play Misty for Me, just love it. Yeah, that's nice from the Rippingtons on the BSJ. You've got some Roberto Tolla coming up now, which is something new from him. Hill and Raymond, thank you for contacting the show with your email, rodlucas@hotmail.com. Don't forget, for all program information, go to bestsmoothjazz.com. Talk about this wine soon.
Oh, yes, please, and thank you.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Excellent.
Yes. First heard Roberto Tola from Italy, and something pretty recent from him, and from Rio to Sao Paulo. This is Cindy Bradley playing now, right now, and Lifted on Best Smooth Jazz. Good morning, caller.
Hey, Rod and Angie. This is Lynette from Eugene, Oregon. I'm enjoying a beautiful day, taking a break at work, and listening to your music. I listen every day at work. Thank you for all the awesome tunes you play. They're my favorites.
I'm pleased to hear it, Lynette. You're lovely. Nice wine. Great listeners. Having a chilled out time. I can't wait for our Smooth Jazz request and phone-in show. Not today, soon. Visit bestsmoothjazz.com and soon you'll get full information plus our phone number too of the BSJ. A new show, Rod. Oh yeah, you gotta keep listening, mate. Catch up. Here's Paul Jackson Jr., BSJ. Getting a lot of calls from the Philippines. Hold on there, Philippines. It's rodlucas@hotmail.com. rodlucas@hotmail.com for Jackie. Thanks, babes. Who's on the line?
Hi, this is Julian, all the way from the Philippines. Please play All That Matters by Brian Simpson. Where I am, we say Mabuhay, BSJ. You're the best.
Thank you, sir. Mahukai BSJ, as requested by that gentleman. All that matters on BSJ. Melanie, of course we do. Thank you so much. Also, we're going to North Manchester. And hello to Will from Alison and Kay. Tuned in from Prestwich. Thank you for that. Wishing you all the very best. And to David, we don't mention things like that on the show. You know, we don't do politics on this show. You know what I mean? You can't change it, mate. You know what I mean? You just can't change it. And what's going on?
Well, I'm telling you about the Pacific Coast Highway. Do you remember a couple of minutes ago we were talking about the Pacific Highway?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's Pacific Coast Highway, PCH, apparently, and I've heard of that actually. And Al told me that. Thought you might be interested.
It all looks very romantic when you see it in the films and stuff.
Yeah, but they also have rainy days, so the view of the ocean wouldn't be as great. But I love that the word ocean, right? Better than a sea view, an ocean view.
Yeah, that's right. Like the house that Dave Garner, as in Clint Eastwood, lived in that film, Play Misty for Me.
In Carmel.
I think it was outside of Carmel when he went up the road.
And she went over the balcony, didn't she?
Yeah, she did actually. Well, I think so.
She did at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks
she
for that.
Did.
Yeah. But that was fine, and that little radio station and everything was so groovy. I wonder what the address of that house is. It Spindmill in Monterey. I think it's in Monterey. It's a beautiful house looking over the sea and stuff. Who wants this?
This is for Bert, who's donated, and the wine is for you, Bert.
is Stella in Arkansas. London's best smooth jazz.
just not long enough. But we can do something about that, can't we, Rod? We can. We can just sort of take it back a fraction, can't we, Ange?
Oh, yes, please. Go backwards.
Because we love that so much, don't we?
Yeah, it's lovely.
You know, I think a lot of people are in the mood for that at this time of day. Mike Post version. The original, Hill Street. Doing this for Tanya and Lee. Also to Thomas Holloway, who's listening right now in the Isle of Mull in Scotland. Thank you. For Linda Chang, who listens in Hong Kong. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much. That was very kind. Got all that, all right. And to Busy Lizzie in Norwich right now on London's best smooth jazz. Now I'm going to play you a Peter White tune. This is Peter White. I've removed the vocals, but he wasn't singing. I think it was Al Stewart. This is Play Your Guitar Like Nobody Else Played Your Guitar.
And nobody plays like Peter White.
Nobody plays, Angie's dead right, like Peter White. I just removed the vocals. Do you know what I mean? You're listening to London's best smooth jazz, all the best wherever you are from the UK. Commercial free, all here. fantastic. I mean,
Oh, you can't fault that. It's
truly
beautiful.
fantastic, Lord Lucan. Truly fantastic. Peter White and Play Me Like You Play a Guitar. Here's Angie in the newsroom with more on our wine.
Oh, well, our wine today is really lovely. Thank you so much to Bert and Rochelle as well for donating. And also, they donated the wine. So the wine is not an Amarone, which I wanted to get for Bert, but it is called Centuro Nero di Avola Caniate. So that is the grape Nero di Avola. It's from Sicilia, which is obviously Italian. It's 14.5%. It's really fruity and deep, and it's got a great nose.
Well, we're enjoying it. I think it's a little bit raspberry, a little bit sharp on other wines, but it is rather nice.
It's beautiful, in fact.
Certainly is. The best smooth jazz. We got to do something on your microphone ratio, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, why is this?
It's a long story, Angie. It's a long story. I want to say hello to Marcos in Buenos Aires. Says hello to the show. Can you please play Vincent Ingara if you were here tonight for his special girl? All the best to you, Marcos, and your special girl. Here's a tune you requested. Smooth jazz. Gonna do something special now. Who's on the line?
Hey Rod, it's Fernando speaking here, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I do enjoy the show. Thank you a lot. Wouldn't you mind if you play for me some Brian Culbertson, Deep in the Night? Thank you guys.
I will doing that for you dead soon, sir. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz. If you just switched on, this is for Louis. Something pretty recent from Huge Groove. This is Let's Hold Hands. I do love him so. I mean, he's real talent. And he produces tunes. You know what I mean? You got to have that tune to be successful. If you ain't got it, it's fine for your artistic ability, but you'll starve. From his most recent released album, Eugene Groove, Ooge Groove, let's hold hands. And this is also on your official Ooge Groove station, Ooge Groove. Moving on. Who are we doing this for? Let us say hello to Kate and Ray, listening in Bahrain. Well, they have been for a little while. Thank you for your email. Sorry I couldn't get it on the last show. And to Coco and Byrne in Virginia Beach. Jazz requests and our live phone-in show. For dates and times, go to bestsmoothjazz.com. It'll all be there. And 2 from Eugene Groove. And this one is moving on the Best Smooth Jazz. Cool. Rod Lucas at hotmail.com for our email. And of course, if you want to leave a donation, go to bsjonair.com. This is a non-commercial show. We just do it for the most part because we just love doing it.
Well, we love doing it, don't we?
Well, we do. That's why we do it. Put all this work into it.
Yeah, we drink the wine, don't we? And we have a nice time.
Yeah, half of it we have to pay for, except for people like Super Brian.
Absolutely. And Super Bert, who's donated for the wine today, in fact.
It's true. If you want to learn more about wines reviewed by Angie, go to bsjwines.com, because all her blogs and short notes about what ones to get, what ones not to get are all there.
They are indeed, and I say the very truth. And I also put a pretty picture up there so people can see the studio, see the bottle of wine, maybe get it for themselves. Wherever.
Yes, that's absolutely right. I think we've got a request coming in here. Hello.
Hey Rob, how you doing, man? This is Cortez in Chicago, man, Illinois, man, Chi-Town. Hey, thanks for your smooth jazz, man. It is a delight to listen to all day, 24/7, 365. So, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. If you play some down in Brazil, keep doing what you're doing, man. I gotta go. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Okay, we're doing that from Michael Franks, except we're not including any vocals in this, but it is featuring Joe Sample, J.O. Donato, Larry Carlton, and William Felder. Here's your tune, just with the vocals removed. Down in Brazil on Best Smooth Jazz. Good day to you, wherever you are. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz. You might be listening to our podcast, which is available more or less everywhere, except for Spotify. What are they on, Rod? I have no idea. Shall we put him up this month? No. Why not? I don't know, but we ain't putting him up. Anyhow, you can always depend on Apple, in my view. So go to Apple Podcasts and get the latest show. There's lots of others too, including Podbean. Don't mess us about. But Spotify, because they think, like loads of other people, they're king of the world. They can go, oh no, he's playing music. And that's what we do. Man, that little bloke from the UK, too bad. Here's Angie.
Well, here I am indeed, and I want to say thank you so much for the wonderful wine we've had today from Bert, and it's Centuro, which is beautiful, great label. It's a Nero Diavola Canicati, and it's from Sicily.
Say that again.
Nero Diavola.
No, and again.
No, not the Canicati bit. From Sicilia. You are naughty, aren't you? It's 14.5%. Obviously, you're feeling that. And it's really raspberry, blackberry, bramble.
Cheeky.
I'd say bramble on that.
You would say bramble. I would say raspberry, but actually...
It's quite dark fruit.
Yeah, it is dark fruit.
And what would you eat with it if you had a choice?
Anything, mate.
No,
just not an omelette that you keep giving me.
No, you'd do a pasta or lovely cheeses or the ricotta, wouldn't you? I mean, it's very Italian. It's gorgeous, actually. Very
if you
nice.
could get any good steaks in London, I'd have a steak, but...
No, you won't be getting one of those, I don't think.
You can't get a decent one from any of the supermarkets, mate, I'll tell you that much.
So an omelette it is, then?
No!
You'd like cheese in that, would you?
I don't want any chicken or cheese in the omelette, whether you got spice in it or not.
Yeah, you liked the chili peppers, though, the other day, didn't you? Jalapenos.
Man. She's impossible, she really is. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz. If you just switched on, what have you got there? Morning? You're having an early morning? Are we too loud for you? I bet we're just too loud for you this morning. Sorry.
I'm a connoisseur of smooth, and it's time for the best. London's best smooth jazz with Rod Lucas. Best smooth jazz. BSJ. London's best smooth jazz with Rod Lucas.
Waterloo East, London. All the best to you, Waterloo East. Who's there?
Hello, Rod and Angie. This is Rich in Pecasset, town of Bourne, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Love your show every afternoon and evening.
Thank you.
All the best. Cheers.
All the best, Rich. Thank you for being there. Who else is on the line? Hello.
Hi, Rod. This is Ascario from Mexico, Toluca City. Your music keeps me working all night long. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The best smooth jazz from London, UK. Commercial free. Know what I mean? Don't forget, leave me an audio message sometime. Go to bsjvoicemail.com. That's bsjvoicemail.com. And this you're listening to now is J Rowe. And as I do the show playing J Rowe, this is pretty written from him. It's Summer Moon on the best smooth jazz. You say we're going to County Durham, Rod? Hello, caller.
Hi, Rod. This is William Klein Bailey calling from Brookhope in County Durham in the UK. I absolutely enjoy listening to your radio station. Keep up the good work, my friend. Take it easy. Bye.
All the best to you in County Durham and love to Metro Radio. Because they don't exist anymore, do they? No, I think we'll change the name, said the 7-year-old. Why is that? Well, you know, rebranding, put a couple of Go Faster stripes on the station and change your name. Idiots. Idiots. Thank you for your call, William Klein Bailey in County Durham. Do they make on the attack on there? I don't know. Okay, so we're saying hello to Rhonda, who requested this tune from Randy Scott. Thank you, Rhonda. I was looking for what you said. Jade Island, and it's Jade Mountain. Naughty Girl. A little melody, stuff to love to eat tea to go for a walk to, and take the dog out. What else? Oh, to cycle to run to have good times to. Randy Scott, we're doing that for Rhonda on London's best smooth jazz. This is Rod Lucas, this is commercial free, and we play instrumental smooth jazz from the UK. It's all right here.
And I love this music background. So hi to the lovely Lucille and obviously Jay. They're always loyal, always listening from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi to Ferlavel, who's in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Hi to Nomad in Smithfield in Texas. Lovely place to be. Thank you, Robin Dodd, for donating today. And Judy and John also, thank you for your donation and always supporting us. And also the lovely Charlie Maple, who's always there for us. Thank you, Charlie. Love you loads.
Judy and John in South Africa, I hope you're going to be with us on our soon request and call-in show. It's true. This is Francis Monkman and the main theme to the film The Long Good Friday, shot in London town. It's a great film. One of the greatest films. Love it. Give it. Long Good Friday, a UK film, and super groovy Francis Monkman on the best smooth jazz. And now, Norman Brown, Easy Living on the the BSG. Smooth Jazz playing the greatest, one and only Norman Brown. That is Easy Living. I'm just going to take that back just a little bit. What are you doing over there?
Well, I have a cat. I have a putty cat, in fact, according to Bert. Here he is.
Toady.
It is Toady. I was going to say, if you go on camera 3 and if you can see him.
Yes, we can see that,
there.
except if you're listening on the audio stream, of course.
Well, no, but there is that for YouTube.
You know, that means you've got to go and watch the YouTube show, unless you're watching right now. Thank you, Norman Brown. Okay, bring it up front. Yeah, we're in the mood for it. Oh, I just love it. Madhouse here, I tell you. We got young people under the age of 23. We got cats, madness, and a failed local radio DJ. That's me. It's just too much.
Give me best smooth jazz, instrumental smooth jazz. Oh, I love BSJ.
And now, the Super Groovy Babes, and Ratman. This is Chris Dandring as requested. Please mind the step. Oh, thank you. I want to mind your step. Show if you just switched on. Join us on the audio stream via the app and stuff, or bsj.fm. Hit the switch and you can hear us 24 hours a day. But the app is the place to go. Search for Best Smooth Jazz for Apple and Android and all that jazz from the Play Store and Apple Store. The Best Smooth Jazz. Welcome. Hello!
Hey man, look, this is KC from Virginia Beach, Virginia, USA. I just ran across this station and it is the best thing I've heard in a long time. I love jazz. I am a jazz lover from way back. Keep doing what you're doing, because this right here, I'm gonna blow it up on my end. I enjoyed it. Again, K to the CEE, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Loving what you do. Thanks.
Thank you, KC. Best smooth jazz. Welcome. Get the podcast everywhere, but it seems Spotify at the moment. Try Apple, that's what I recommend, you know what I mean? Andrew's recommended a great wine, and so do I. More on that in due course. If you just switched on or just started watching us, don't forget you can watch this show again on YouTube if they don't hit us with the copyright strike. But anyhow, you can always go to bestsmoothjazz.com and see when we're going to be live on Twitch. That's Walking from Paul Jackson Jr., who I love. Okay, so back to the 60s. One of my favourite pianists, Red Garland. I like Red Garland, don't I?
Oh, so do I, yeah. And it's about your sort of time, really, long ago.
No, Cheek. But I love him. I love him. About 64. one of my favourite pianists from long, long ago. Red Garland, his version, When I Fall in Love, on Best Smooth Jazz. It's got to be 60, I reckon it's 64 or something. Or as some people say, something.
They don't, naughty people say that, don't they?
Well, they stick a K at the end, like something. What's a think?
I know, something. I know, it's just lazy, basically.
Lazy?
Yeah.
Why don't they call it something?
Oh, that's good. You could patent that, couldn't you? You could invent that.
BSJ. And now, this is the band BWB and grooving on the BSJ. Think. Well, the wine has raspberry and fruity notes, according to Ange.
Oh, blackberry. I thought blackberry and bramble.
Yeah, that's nice. Mm-hmm. We've had a great show with the wine, and our fantastic listeners too been watching us on the TV show. Don't forget you can watch this show on YouTube. With any luck, fingers crossed and all that jazz. This is BWB, Norman Brown, Kirk Whalum, and Rick Braun together. What a combination, man! What a combination! I just love it. Super groovy for our wine today, which is true. This has been requested. Brian Culbertson and Deep Into the Night. Hello.
Hey Rod, it's Fernando speaking here, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I do enjoy the show. Thank you a lot. Wouldn't you mind if you play for me some Brian Culbertson, Deep in the Night? Thank you guys.
BSJ website and get full information of our new Smooth Jazz request show and phone in, get our phone number and join us. We're going to try it out and see what happens, aren't we?
It's going to be good fun, and it's actually on a Sunday.
Yes, we'll be doing it on a Sunday initially, which is great news. So that's Brian Culbertson as requested. And deep in the night. Hello.
Well, good afternoon, Rod Lucas and Angie. This is Rickety Lane from New Bern, North Carolina. We love your show. Been listening for years and just wanted to make a request for some Paul Hardcastle, London in Springtime. Listen to a lot of his music as well. And we just thank you guys for what you're doing. This is a wonderful production. We really enjoy the show. And best wishes to BSJ and what you folks are doing over there. And thank you so much, Angie, too, for your wine reviews. We really enjoy it. All right, cheers. We look forward to hearing.
Thank you. Did you hear that? Your wine reviews?
Did. I know. And also, I do take a lot of time on the wine reviews because they're so super. We get such super wines, don't we?
Yeah. Paul Hardcastle, Not Far Away on Best Smooth Jazz. Thank you, Rick and Elaine. You've been on the best smooth jazz. We continue 24 hours a day on the audio stream. This is Katja Reikeman and Casablanca doing this for Derek T. Thank you. I enjoy your shows, which is great news. And to Julie Dabbs, listening in Chalk Farm, London Town. Also, Leslie Hill and the T-Bone, listening in Kochi, Japan. Thank you for your email. Best smooth jazz. Catch a Reikeman now. Attention crew, attention. Catch a Reikeman and Casablanca. We're doing that for Ria and to Kevin. Thank you. We've had a great time. Don't forget, on the audio stream, we continue. And look out on bestsmoothjazz.com for all the latest news on our new show coming up here on Best Smooth Jazz. Isn't that right, Ange?
It is correct, completely correct. Well done.
And our smooth jazz requests and phone-in show. And if you're watching the TV show, I'll flash up the QR code now. If not, just go to bestsmoothjazz.com. Would like your calls? We're just checking out and seeing what's going on. As requested, this is Spring in London Town for Elaine Rick. Sounds like a bit of a vocal to me, Rodders.